very well known and popular as Sacramento's own Rush Limbaugh.
I must tell you, this is really an honor for me to be invited to be included in a ceremony such as this, which, if you've listened to my program for any length of time, you know this means so much to me, what has happened in this country since last August regarding the U.S. military. I have been one who has felt that the U.S. military has been unfairly attacked and assaulted, underappreciated, and I think so many wonderful things showed themselves in this country as a result of our successful involvement in the Persian Gulf, not just for the military itself, but remember the protesters who showed up, were shouted out. You showed up on their turf in louder voice and larger numbers. You rendered them impotent. 85% of the American people at the high point, 75% at the low point, admitted with great pride that they supported the policy and that they supported the effort. And the people who tried to say, well, we support the troops, but we don't support the policy, were not allowed to get away with such illogic. The purpose of the troops was victory, and they didn't support victory. But they tried to say they supported the troops to avoid being criticized. They were drowned out again. It was just a marvelous thing. In addition, I want to remind you of some of the things that were said as the war began, and I had to write them down. Normally, I ad-lib all of these kinds of speeches that I do, but this is so important to me, I didn't want to forget anything. I wanted to write it down. And I knew I would be somewhat nervous. You don't know what it's like to come back to Sacramento. I mean, this is the place which has made me what I am. I owe you more than I'll ever be able to say thank you for. And it's just gratifying. And I wish I knew the words to express what I really feel in my heart about all of you who've come out. And even those who didn't, who decided to sleep late, or those who overindulged adult beverages last night at the jazz festival. Now remember, they said first off that a volunteer army wouldn't work. A volunteer army was a peacetime army. It's not a war army. The sons and daughters of the rich aren't there. Why, this army can't possibly accomplish what it's supposed to accomplish. They also said that our troops were not well conditioned, wouldn't be able to withstand the heat of the desert. They said that Saddam's army was far more committed, far more willing to do whatever it took. Remember this? All these people are afraid to death to send our guys and women over there because this was just a volunteer army. They couldn't handle it. Our casualties would be 30 to 50,000. The length of the war would be a year or more. That's why we should let sanctions work. And that our high-tech weapons wouldn't work. They underestimated the most important thing about the U.S. military and about the United States itself. That is that we, in this country, enjoy freedom like no other people do. And it is freedom which allows you to be your best. And if anything, if any institution in this country epitomizes freedom and epitomizes striving for excellence, it's the U.S. military. And they showed that in this conflict. And everybody was as proud of them as they could be.